Hey, Chuck, it's me, Galen. Galen's got Parkinson's. Yeah, so I'm going to show you today the miniature figurines forces of law and order and goodness and all things valiant. I've shown you the bad guys on a previous YouTube video called Mordor. And not that they're from Mordor, they're just from part of Jural, but there you go. And if you don't know, Jural's the fantasy world I've created. Just anyone create a fantasy world. So these chaps are, for the time being, an order of knights, human knights, and in the world they're from the Temple of Light. I did originally have them as sort of crusaders with red crosses on white backgrounds, but I got fed up with that. I've ordered myself, I found some Bill Lamming figures. I found a big assortment of them in a bag. So when they come, we'll have a look at them. And some of them, they're all medieval. So I'm hoping there'll be enough knights to maybe do a little band of specific knights to be the shining knights. I haven't had any Bill Lamming figures for 50 years. So that'd be nice. So there's these chaps. They're in a group. Now, I apologise for wobbliness. These fellas here are Norman cavalry. Now, they're not Norman cavalry. They are the Knights of the Temple cavalry, because I don't have anything else. But if the Lamming figures come through, and there are 6 of them, and I don't know that there are, it's just a bag of things, then they are going to get replaced and be the sort of heavy knights, and then these lads can be the mounted sergeants. At the moment, that's what they are. So, more wobbles next to them. And I've shown these on another video. These are the miniature figurines, Ithilians. And you can tell that because there were little black masks on their faces. The fella with the linen shirt is sort of their commander. Maybe Strider or Aragorn, I don't know. Probably Faramir, wouldn't it, in reality? Although I prefer my Faramir to be dressed like all the rest of the chaps. And you can get enough of these to make a regiment. I don't have that many. I have him. He's the commander of, almost like a sort of human captain. And then I've got some human spearmen behind them. And then behind them, I've got some men. You can see a red-headed one. And then a lot of other colours hair, and they've got a shield, they've got bare chests. So they're barbarians. In my original game, back in the mid-70s, early 70s, we used them as Bjornings, Bjorn's children. And we gave them all red hair. And then I did a unit with black hair, and I said that they were sort of barbarians that fought for evil way out in the west. So that's what they were, and it's not what they really were, but that's what they became. Now, this is the tower. Oh, that's a ranger there. Him. He's nice. Look at that ranger. I might, if I can get the camera to stand still. Stay. That's a ranger. So that's the ranger there. I love his sword. Minifigs went on to do ranges of sword and sorcery, not just Lord of the Rings, which is what some of these are. Now, these are not the original dwarfs. Now, my hand is wobbling so badly, that's going to have to stop. The original dwarfs came in 2s, and they were tiny. And one had an axe and one had a spear, and you had to snip them in 2. They were probably as high as that chap's waist, to be honest. So these are another generation. Behind them, we've got wood elves. Now again, I think they're sword and sorcery. They are not the wood elves that I had originally. And then behind them are knights, who I'm using as sort of a city guard. And then you've got a man behind, look, with a winged hat. That's from Gondor. Although obviously not in my world, because I don't have Gondor. And that's the commander and his standard bearer. And then here, these are elves of Gaia. Gaia is the main elven kingdom in my world, and they're sort of classical civilization, all Doric columns and Parthenons. And for civilian life, they wear sort of white flowing robes and things. But these are coming out to do battle. So that's them. And then in the mountain passes here, because this battle, and I know this because of my campaign map, is fought in a valley in the mountains, and these wood elves have taken up positions in the mountains. And that elf there is an original wood elf king. So that would be Thranduil, I suppose. So that's what the army looks like. I'm gonna perhaps, if I come back, maybe see if I can give you a decent full view of it without it looking too stupid. And the next thing I'm going to do is to have a battle using quite simple rules based on Dragon Rampant.